So the topic for today is correlation. Now remember, correlation is a process of finding out the degree of relationship between two variables. Now what is the degree of relationship between the two variables? Whether the degree is high or low or moderate. So whether the variables are moderately correlated or highly correlated. This is the objective of applying this model called correlation. That is the topic for today's class. Now correlation can be determined by Karl Pearson's method. It can also be determined by Spearman's rank coefficient of correlation, and it is also determined by using method of concurrent deviations. So we can determine correlation by applying any of these three models. Correlation denoted by RD and method of concurrent deviations denoted by RC. So coefficient of correlation is determined, it can be determined by using these three models. I repeat, Karl Pearson's method, Spearman's rank coefficient of correlation, or method of concurrent deviations. Now today we are going to apply Karl Pearson's method, and by applying Karl Pearson's method we can determine the degree of correlation which can lie between -1 to +1. So coefficient of correlation, it is always lying between -1 till +1. Now if the value of R, if it is lying between 0 to 0.25, then we can conclude that there is a low degree of positive correlation. If the value lies between 0.25 to 0.75, we can say there is a moderate degree of positive correlation. If the value of R is lying between 0.75 to +0.99, we can say there is a high degree of positive correlation, and if the value is +1, that simply means that there is a perfect positive correlation. So the value of correlation, it will decide the degree of correlation. If it is between 0 to 0.25, that means there is a low degree of positive correlation. If it is between 0.25 to 0.75, that means there is a moderate degree of positive correlation. If it is between +0.75 to +0.99, there is a high degree of positive correlation, and +1 indicates perfect positive correlation. Now vice versa, if the value lies between 0 to -0.25, then there is a low degree of negative correlation. If the value is between -0.25 till -0.75, there is a moderate degree of negative correlation. If the value is between -0.75 till -0.99, there will be a high degree of negative correlation, and if the value is -1, that signifies that there is a perfect negative correlation. That means both the variables are inversely related to each other. That is what the word correlation means. It means finding out the degree of relationship between two variables. Now today we will be starting with the first model, that is Karl Pearson's method, which is denoted by small r. Then we will be proceeding on to Spearman's method, then method of concurrent deviations. And remember, the value of r will always lie between -1 to +1. It cannot go more than +1, and it cannot go beyond -1. It has to lie between -1 to +1. Now we start. with the first method, Karl Pearson's method, the value of R can also be calculated by using various models. And the first model, take down the formula for coefficient of correlation by applying Karl Pearson's method, that is direct method, and the formula says summation x minus x bar into y minus y bar whole divided by n summation x minus x bar का whole square by n and summation y minus y bar whole square by n. So please take down this formula, which is going to be used while calculating coefficient of correlation using Karl Pearson's method, and the heading is direct method. This formula is direct method. This formula can also be rewritten as R is equal to covariance upon standard deviation of x by standard deviation of y. This numerator part, summation x minus x bar into y minus y bar divided by n, it is indicating covariance, and this term square root summation x minus x bar whole square by n is denoting standard deviation of x, and square root of summation y minus y bar whole square by n is denoting standard deviation of y. So this formula can be rewritten as covariance upon standard deviation of x by standard deviation of y. Next, some more important terms. X bar, which is called as mean of x, is summation x upon n, where n stands for number of observations, and y bar, it is summation y upon n, where again n stands for number of observations in y series. So our task before applying this bigger formula, the first step would be to calculate the value of x bar and y bar. Now how will you get the value of x bar and y bar? Now let us denote, if we are finding out the correlation between the marks of statistics and accounts. So what do? We are going to denote this first column by x, and we will denote the second column by y. So our task will be to firstly denote the first column by x and the second column by y. Now adding up all the values of x and dividing it by their number, the number it is equal to 10. So the value of x bar will be sum of all the values of x series divided by number of observations, that is 10. So calculate the value of x bar over here. It is
250.
250 is the total. 250 divided by 10 will give the x bar as 25. So the first task will be to calculate the value of x bar. Second, y bar. Now how will you get y bar? Add up all the values of y series, total them up and divided by the number of observations, they are again equal to 10. So dividing by the number of observations, that is 10, we will get the value of y bar as 30. So initially you will have to calculate the value of x bar and y bar. Now see, as the columns are representing x minus x bar and y minus y bar, then x minus x bar whole square and y minus y bar whole square. So we will be constructing the column for x minus x bar, then x minus x bar whole square. After that y minus y bar and y minus y bar whole square, and ultimately x minus x bar multiplied by y minus y bar. Now we are going to calculate it. See, how will you calculate? 17 minus 25, that will be equal to minus 8, right? Next, 20 minus 25 minus 5, 22 minus 25 will be minus 3, 27 minus 25 will be 2, 21 minus 25 will be minus 4, 29 minus 25 will be equal to 4, 26 minus 25 will be 1, then 30 minus 25 will be equal to 5, 28 minus 25 will be equal to 3, and 30 minus 25 will be equal to 5. So we will be calculating the value of x minus x bar. Then we'll go for x minus x bar whole square. Now minus 8 square will be positive 64. Minus 5 square will be equal to 25. Next, minus 3 square will be 9. Then 4. Minus 4 square will be 16. Again 16. 1. 25. 3 square will be 9. And 5 square will be 25. So now please add up all these values of this column x minus x bar whole square and tell me what is the summation of x minus x bar whole square. That is equal to 194. Now we'll go for y minus y bar. So 22 minus 30 will be minus 8. 27 minus 30 will be minus 3. Next, 28 minus 30 will be minus 2. Again 28 minus 30 will be minus 2. 29 minus 30 will be minus 1. 30 minus 30 will be 0. 31 minus 30 will be 1. 34 minus 30 will be 4. 35 minus 30 will be 5. And 36 minus 30 will give you 6. So we will calculate y minus y bar in exactly the same fashion as we calculated x minus x bar. Now we are going to find out the value of y minus y bar whole square. So whole square of y minus y bar, minus 8 square will be 64. Minus 3 square will be equal to 9. Minus 2 square will be 4. Again 4. 1. 0. 1 square is 1. 4 square is 16. 5 square is 25. And 6 square is 36. Now please add up all the values of this column y minus y bar whole square and please tell me what is the answer of y minus y bar whole square. So summation y minus y bar whole square is coming out as 160. So we will have to calculate the value of x minus x bar whole square, summation of that, and summation of y minus y bar whole square. Now the next target is an important column called x minus x bar into y minus y bar. How do we get it? We will multiply the value of x minus x bar with the corresponding value of y minus y bar. So minus 8 multiplied by minus 8 will be 64. Minus 5 multiplied by minus 3. Minus minus will turn positive. Minus 5 into minus 3 will be equal to 15. Minus 3 multiplied by minus 2 will be 6. 2 into minus 2 will be minus 4. Minus 4 into minus 1 will be 4. 4 multiplied by 0 will be 0. 1 into 1 is 1. 5 into 4 is 20. 3 into 5 is 15. And 5 multiplied by 6 will be equal to 30. So now summation of x minus x bar multiplied by y minus y bar. Please tell me what is the answer of that. 64, 15, 6 minus 1. That will give you 151. Now please take down all these values. X minus x bar whole square, y minus y bar, then y minus y bar whole square, and ultimately x minus x bar into y minus y bar. Now some of you have been simultaneously noting it down. Now if there is any problem, you can always ask, and if it is true, then please see how we can put all these values in our major formula to get the value of Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Now see, our summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar. Now summation of x minus x bar into y minus y bar was equal to 151. Next, number of observations are equal to 10 over here. Now square root of summation x minus x bar whole square. So x minus x bar whole square was 194 divided by 10. Then summation y minus y bar whole square that was equal to 160 divided by 10. Now see how we are going to proceed for it. 151 divided by 10. On the numerator side we will have 15.1. Then 194 divided by 10 will be 19.4, and 160 by 10, that will be equal to 16. Now what you do, simply find out the square root of 19.4.
4.4.
That is equal to exactly 4.4, at least take it up till 3 decimal places. The square root of 19.4. It is equal to
4.404.
okay, 4.404. Now this will have to be multiplied by square root of 16. That is equal to 4. Now you will have to multiply 4.404 by 4. Tell me what is the value of 4.404 multiplied by 4?
17.616.
17.616. Now solving 15.1 upon 17.616. What is the final answer? 15.1 upon 17.616.
0.857.
857. So that is the value of Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. The value of R, it is equal to 0.857. In two places we can always keep it at 0.86. Now since the value is lying between 0.75 to 0.99, so we can always write down the conclusion. We can always state in our inference part that since the value is lying between 0.75 to 0.99, that means there is a high degree of positive correlation. That means these variables, that marks of these two subjects are highly correlated with each other. So this is the significance of correlation, and we did it with the first model, that is direct method in Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, right?